Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of All the Mods Pin to the Sky. And today, we're actually going to make a couple of things here. So first thing, I want to make some snowballs here. I think it's actually 4 pieces. No? Oh, we need rice dough. And then from rice dough, that then becomes this. Okay, I just missed a step. So, rice slime ball. Rice slime ball, so I actually need just a handful more buckets of water here. So we're just going to kind of do this a handful of times. As you can see, I made like an impromptu little rice crop next to us here. The best spot that I could think of to do this. I think doing bottles would probably be easier for this, in all honesty, but I don't feel like wasting glass right now. All right, so we got 6 of those guys. Actually, I think we technically need 9 of these, right? Because that'll get us ice, and then from ice we want to get up to blue ice, so we need packed ice. So reality, we need 9 times 9, right? Because you need 9 of those. I need 9 of 9, and then I just can get 1 piece of blue ice. The reason I want to get blue ice, by the way, right now is because I want to get blackstone. Blackstone, if you did not know, is one of the ways you go about getting the ancient debris. So I have actually got up to a diamond mesh. I'm working on trying to get netherite mesh right now, just because I think that'll be very, very helpful. This does give us a higher chance to get ancient debris. I think we had iron, so that was a 4%. Now we have the ability to get a 6%, and then of course up to a 10% chance, which is fantastic. So I'm going to grab the ice. I just wanted to show you guys that process. And I've also done a handful of things. I've made this taller, and I realized that these bricks, by the way, they're actually rotational based, which is really, really weird of a decision to do, because they definitely don't look pretty whenever I accidentally rotate them the wrong direction than I did on the previous ones. So just something to note that I noticed. And yeah, so we actually do have quite a bit of resources from that still, so pretty cool stuff. All right, so I have slowly been gathering some items. So I've actually got 4 snowballs. We're going to convert this into a snow block and a carved pumpkin. I just went and grew a pumpkin over there. You can see the stem from here. And I want to talk about a couple things here, just about the channel and things that are changing. I'm going to keep trying to improve, which is actually something that I've kind of been lacking on for the last little while. Of course, I changed how I did thumbnails. That was on a recommendation to another content creator. His name is Ard. A fantastic channel. I will link him down in the description. I know he hasn't made content in a long while, but the gentleman has, you know, just a lot of family and, you know, stuff like that, things going on. And I really hope that one day he does come back to content creation, because I love watching his videos. I want to keep improving. So one of the things I did, of course, if you hear the audio in this video, the microphone is closer and should be a little bit louder. This is mostly just because I felt like the audio was too quiet. Occasionally, I listen to videos on my car speakers while going to work. And sometimes, you know, it's loud, sometimes it's not. So I'm going to try and make it to where this mic is closer. And that is just one of the many things that I'm going to try and improve upon as the kind of year kind of comes to an end almost. Actually, I was going to say it's like the year goes on, but we're almost to the end of this. And that is insane to me. Man, I am missing stuff. What? Okay, let me go back over here. Also, yes, I have a whole bunch of diamond swords. That is to upgrade the mob farm. That is going to be one of the side effects of doing all of this stuff and getting the netherite mesh and all of that jazz. Let's toss away a couple things here just real fast. And let's grab iron. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can get a lot of things improved. I'm hoping that there's just a lot of kind of small things that I get through to kind of just improve the channel overall. I know I say a lot of things and I don't follow through with them. I, of course, at the very beginning of this year said I was going to create a secondary channel. I did create that secondary channel, but the problem is, and the reason I created that channel was to do like audio narration, and it's still something that I want to do. I just have not found the time to do it, which is one of the biggest problems. And I also mess up speaking a lot. That is one of the things I think I've mentioned a handful of times in live streams and stuff. Is for some reason I stutter. Not all the time, I miss words, I jump over words, you know, I do a lot of just weird odds and ends, especially when I'm tired. It gets a lot worse. And that's some reason why I actually miss uploads, is because I try to record and then I just start stuttering and then it frustrates me and I just completely and utterly shut down and proceed to not record. Um, so, you know, I don't talk about this in normal videos, but I thought let's just go for it for one episode, right? Kind of give you guys some information about who I am as a person. Because yeah, I don't, I'm not perfect. I have a lot of cuts and stuff in videos because I do say and like and okay and all right and all of this other stuff. Yeah, just like I did right there. Unintentional. I know a lot of people do it, but hopefully it doesn't bug you guys as much as it bugs me, because it does bug me quite a lot. I just, you know, go with it and try and live with it as much as possible. All right, let's quickly shift gears here. I want to grab some buckets and one of these barrels here. I just hope that the improvements that I make, because there's a handful of improvements. I actually went ahead and I bought a keyboard. A little while ago, I actually broke my keyboard. One of the keys just straight up fell off, and it's not a mechanical, it was a membrane, so there's no way of replacing it. So I had to just go ahead and bite the bullet, and I spent a little bit of the business money on that, and so that way I'll have a nicer keyboard that won't be as bad as the one I'm using, which the one, of course, I'm using is one that I started this channel on, which is kind of insane to think about. But yeah, so hopefully this keyboard will be decent. It wasn't the cheapest one that I could possibly get, but I thought spending a little bit more will result in something a little bit better. So, oop, I did not mean to do that. I just hope the small things will add up to something at the end of the day. So real quick, I was looking through some of the recipes here, and we do actually have a recipe to make ice, which I think we will probably do. I most likely will do this one off camera because this is blue ice, but I want blue ice for something else right now. But we do have enough to make a piece of blue ice. We also need a bucket of lava. So let's grab... Ooh, actually, what does this guy got? Nothing that I need. So let's grab a bucket of lava. I do believe that we also do need one more thing. So we're not looking at that. We're not looking at that. Where is this one? Blackstone. Okay, so we need soul soil. And we also need to eat something. Where is... I definitely need to get a good food source soon. But soul soil, we should have a piece because we got that from a quest. And then we just need an extractor. All right, let me make one. Okay, real quick, I changed my mind. I want to make the blue ice one first. Ooh, what did I... How do I change... What did I do? I pressed something, and now I'm doing like 3 lines, which I don't want to do. I also say like current aura. I don't know what that is. This tool, oh, this tool actually breaks a 1x3. Okay, I did not realize that. That's probably why. I was so confused. I didn't even realize it. All right, so we're going to set this one. Well, actually, I'm gonna test this, I guess. Well, I don't want to do that, do I? I want to set this down here first and then just waterlog it and see what happens. Does this stay stagnant? No, it does not. Okay. So let's set this one down 1 block. So we'll do this, water, and then this. And that should be proper. I hope. Okay, yes, it is actually generating ice. So this will give us ice without having to worry, which is probably something I should have thought about before, because this makes things a lot easier. I'm going to quickly grab my bed and take it into the house. So yeah, that will make ice getting quicker, easier, better for everybody. And that is perfect. So I'm going to let that process. I just wanted to let you guys know I was going to do that one. And then I'll do the blue ice. And I think I will do it here just to like have it done. But I guess we could kind of set up the... Well, actually, we probably don't want to set this here, right? Because that water and ice being right there we probably want to set it like over, I mean under, but over on this side. So like right here. If we were to set up kind of the first part of this, which is the lava, and I need a piece of black stone and soul soil. So the black stone, I think, has to go at the bottom, right? Yes, goes under the extractor, but that's all on the same level. So I think it has to go here, and then the blue ice would go there, and then the black stone goes where that cobblestone is, and that should be an extractor recipe, I hope. So black stone, and then I think we can make an extractor pretty quickly here. I have most of the parts on me already, so that was good. So now we just kind of wait for the ice, and that will be fantastic. So blackstone, extractor, and then blue ice. And we make sure... I don't know if blue ice can melt. That's another problem. So if it melts, oh well, I'll have to figure that out. But I don't know if it does. Okay, we've only got a handful of pieces, so I'll be back. All right, we've got the blue ice here. And that looks like it actually activated, so I need to run back over. Okay, let's run back over here. Go upstairs, and let's grab chest and planks. All right, oak drawer. We'll hope that this gives us blackstone, because once that happens, we will be able to then do a little bit more with a lot more, right? So that'll be fantastic. So that is a lot of the base materials. Of course, these guys are not fast. That is for sure. These guys are miserably slow compared to these cobblestone galore. But then again, I don't want to use this method for everything because that just feels cheesy to me. And I probably should upgrade these guys to higher tiers like gold. Because I did add functional storage drawer upgrades to these a while ago, so they've been building up for a little bit now. And that is fantastic. And I also don't have any of these locked. So that's not helping either. So yeah, I am just going to work on processing down some blackstone, and we'll be back in a bit. So I realized that we don't actually have smithing templates. We need these to actually get the netherite meshes. And so I was kind of looking at trying to do this method, which does require normal deep slate, which we have deep slate, so we can go ahead and smelt that up if we need to. But we need gem dust from Apotheosis, which requires a salvaging table a little bit further in. So let's actually just grab some iron here. Take this out. I thought the recipe would be 4, but it's not. So that's awesome. We have 40 pieces of netherite. That's quite a bit already. We're going to need an anvil. And we need to go... Actually, do we have any gems over here? We do have this one and that one. Both are not really that great in my opinion. We're just going to drop these guys on the ground, drop an anvil, grab gem dust. And most likely these quests that we've completed actually have provided us with gem dust as well. So let's just quickly go ahead and grab that. Oh, we opened up a whole bunch of this stuff because we kind of already progressed past that. One of the only things that we're waiting on for the Apotheosis, by the way, is the... Let's say right here. Okay. Slay an Apothec Invader. So I need an actual Apotheosis mob to spawn in, and I need to kill it before I actually progress into tiers. But that's okay. The next thing that we want to do is get a salvaging table, which does require a handful of things. Nothing too complicated. We just need iron and some wood planks, which I actually already have on me. Move this guy up. Do that. So smithing table and 2 tools. Let's just grab 4 sticks here real quick. So we need this and this. and salvaging table. Perfect. And this is hopefully going to get us a little bit of something. Not really what I need, but I think we can actually break this and this down. Hence why it gave it to us. So that's pretty cool. I don't really know if I need these for much. I might in the future, but that's okay. Let's quickly just toss away the cobblestone and black stone that I have in here. And I have stuff over in the mob farm. I haven't actually talked about this. I added a little bit of storage shenanigans to the mob farm because we actually got an advanced upgrade from a reward. So I went ahead and I actually started filtering all of this stuff into chests. So you can see here we've got some vanilla items, we've got some iron, and we've got mechanism stuff over here. So a whole bunch of refined obsidian armor, a whole bunch of iron. So if we just look through here and we grab out just a couple items that are blue. We could grab green, we could grab the gray, we could grab anything, you know, really that's in these chests. Some of it, of course, is just normal iron, but yeah, we've even got a blessed one. And I don't know if any of this is actually Apotheosis at all. I think it's primarily just these chests. And I did see a backpack in here. Okay. Nothing too crazy. And of course, we do have gems and stuff in there. But for right now, we don't really need them. Also, I got my new keyboard between segments. I'm actually using it right now. It's very quiet, and it's really throwing me off because it doesn't feel like I'm clicking anything. But man, it feels buttery smooth, that is for sure. Okay. Then we just take these items and we toss these guys in here. And we just click this. Oh, actually, we do get some stuff back. We actually get materials back, which is pretty cool. But we just need the luminous crystal shards. And I need to go grab... Actually, do I have deep slate? I don't think I have deep slate. I think I might have... Do I have any deep slate? I kind of forgot I don't have deep slate. Well, we have enough here at least. Because that is just 8 pieces. So let's just smelt this up real quick. And I will be back whenever that's done so we can craft up the diamond upgrade, the smithing template. So let's craft gem fused slates. And then from there, I think we need stone. So smithing template, there we go. And then we should just be able to convert. And that is beautiful. Of course, I don't have enough diamonds with me right now to do the other one. So let's actually just go ahead. So that's 2. So realistically, it's 1 because we want to keep 1 for just like permanent, you know, in our storage type of thing. We are going to make a quick change to the mob farm here. I've added a little bit of a blockage because I actually want to go ahead and start putting some spikes down. Because I went ahead and got diamond spikes. And this should drop. Drop player hit mob drops. And also normal mob drops. So let's get this guy placed down here. I'm going to make a little hole so I can step out of here. Okay. And these do damage to me, so I got to be careful. So I'm going to do this. And I gotta find where that hole is. So right here. Man, I really hate pickle tweaks sometimes. I really need to... I'm like thinking about disabling it or checking the configs to see if I can get rid of the broken tool thing, but I also know it's a useful thing, just not early on. Okay. That should be golden. And that should actually start getting us... Don't we have reliquary in this pack? Yeah, we should start getting reliquary drops, I think. I think this should allow for us to do that. So let's go... And also just kind of remove this bottom portion. So is this tall enough to reach that? It should be, but I'm going to increase the up. There we go. So now this kind of should be a little bit more automated. There are ways I could go and improve the efficiency. I could add trapdoors and things of that sort, which I did not think about when I built this. I kind of went off of the old skyblock mob farm method, which is one that I usually default to in a lot of cases. And so I didn't really think about making any modern improvements, which trapdoors in this case would be more of a modern improvement than I'm used to. So let's just get this torn down a little bit here. Looks like all the drops are being picked up. Also, we still have never got any passive mobs from that. I think it's because it isn't a river, which is my bad. I should have checked biomes before doing anything, so I may have to make another one. But yeah, this is going. This is cruising. We're probably going to fill up our space really quickly. But that's okay. Hopefully everything will go good. Let's also quickly just grab this stuff. Slowly but surely, we're adding on to our island, right? We're getting some things improved. Kind of just slow but sure, right? We're getting there. All right. Let's see. What do I have complete? I have Spiky Spikes, which is actually the mod name, by the way. Spiky Spikes, which is pretty cool. What else can we look at? So you got Iron Spikes, Mob Masters, Entity Conveyors, making steel. Oh, so that's a whole new thing. Automating andesite to create stuff going. We do have all the modium now, by the way, because I've been using the diamond sieve to do gravel, and that's actually one way to get it. Don't think I mentioned that. Or is it blackstone? It's not gravel, it's blackstone. I've been doing both, but yeah, good stuff. All right, so I'm working on the Flux hammer and the Flux sieve here. Because I want to try and automate a little bit of kind of process here. And we're going to try and get this working. I'm not sure, because this is like very side specific. I don't know if I place this on the right side, but we will see here in a second. So I've also got cobblestone here, and apparently I've left all of my pipes and everything upstairs. But luckily I just threw everything into a chest, so it should all be... Nope, never mind. Apparently I put these away. I don't even know if this is enough of them either. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. And I hope that works. No, I think it's on the wrong side. So here. Missing inventory output. Is that right now? That is still not right. So how do I need to place this? I guess I placed it wrong twice, and I need to place it this way. Yes, okay. So that works. And then we would just need a chest or drawer or barrel or something here at the end. And also a sieve mesh. Which we were just going to steal this one out of here for a second. And right click. Okay, so this machine is also in the wrong position. Is that the right position or still the wrong position? Okay, still the wrong position. So let's try that. That's still the wrong position? Or do I need to do something like this? Is that it? Okay, that's really weird. I have to have the X Diorium hammer and right click to make output. Okay. Well, that works. I don't know how effective this is going to be because it's quite slow even with upgrades. But I hope that will allow for us to kind of get somewhere. Does this thing do multiple or just one type at a time? Okay, just one type at a time. All right, well, that is kind of the cruddiest process. I think the fastest method would definitely be modular routers with activator modules, probably, because you could do up to 9 blocks a time, and it really wouldn't require much RF. I do believe the activator module requires RF. So yeah, I mean, that's a thing. Kind of wanted to test around. I guess we also could look at getting into Geor as well, but I wanted to check this out just to see kind of what this is all involved, and I think that's all of it, right? X, machine, there is the Flux compactor and the item buffer, but other than that, that's it. And comparator upgrade. Okay. Nothing more. All right. Well, we tried. And also, of course, the upgrades, really, we don't have enough power for them, so it's kind of wasted here. But overall, this is really interesting just to take a look at. But I think we will wrap the episode up here. We've got a little bit of an idea where we want to go next episode, which is towards kind of more resource production, which I think the Geor is probably a good option. I don't know much about this stuff, in all honesty, but I feel like we could definitely learn. Let's see. There is the budding, which is what we would need. And I don't know if this would be what we need, or if we can just do this, which is 9 blocks of sands and like 9 diamonds, right? Just a full, basically, block of diamonds. And then that can get us this, which we can then use the growth accelerators in AE2, or also the growth accelerator tiers, because we could get towards that as well. So definitely some interesting stuff. I think that this is definitely a slower method, but it is more automatic, which is a good thing. But also these diamond upgrades, I wish I could convert them back down to gold, because yeah, they are too much for what I have, which is just one 8x lava magmatic generator. Actually, I guess the problem isn't the power. Hold on. The problem is I don't have an upgrade on it. Let's go just toss this. I was thinking the power was the issue, but no, it appears that we could just do this, and that should solve all of our power problems. Just like that. Man, that thing, like, just demolishes. Oh, because it processes 64 items, and this one's processing 64 items. Okay, so that makes that, like, significantly better. Okay. Let's grab a lever real quick. To cease operation. And I will get a better storage capacity. And I think we will just use these if I can do that many more upgrades, because I should be able to get a ton more diamonds from this. So yeah, I think that'll do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.